Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Miranda Beckman, and I have had the pleasure of supervising this month's class of students here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind. I'd like to welcome all of you, and this is a crowded room today. Welcome, everyone. And I'd also like to welcome our at home viewers via the YouTube streaming. At this time, I'm going to introduce the graduating class for February 2016. From the Bronx, New York, we have Daniela Robinson and her new guide dog, Temple. From New York, we have Susan Jennis and her dog, Paprika. From Las Vegas, Nevada, we have Shauna Maxwell and her dog, Erie. From Logansport, Indiana, we have Marianne Dianacentes and her dog, Kirsty. From Bristol, Tennessee, we have Deanna Moore and her dog, Kendall-Lee. From Geneva, New York, we have Danny Lathy and his dog, Artie. Practically from our own backyard, from Mount Vernon, New York, we have Claude Rouse and his dog, Darren. From Las Cruces, New Mexico, we have Anna Salmeron and Wisdom. And from Tallahassee, Florida, we have Alexis Reed and her dog, Yankee. This month, we also had 2 action trainings. Daniela, who is here with us, and Cecilia Warren from Crofton, Maryland. Now, Graham Buck is going to go on a little bit more about the action program in just a few moments. And we also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge our home trainings that we had this month. And that's where, for one reason or another, someone cannot come to our facility to obtain a guide dog, but they could still benefit from the use of a dog. Guiding Eyes will select a dog, bring it out to their home area, and train them one-on-one in their home area with a pre-selected dog. This month, we had 3 home trainings. Trained by Melinda Engstrom was Deirdre Maxwell and her new guide dog, Mark, in Tacoma, Washington. Melvin Claridge was trained with his new guide dog, Ward, in Westerbrook, Maine, by Michael Gehring. And Susan Wency and her dog, Lyra, were trained in New Haven, Connecticut, by James Gardner. Okay, at this point of the program, I'm gonna turn this over to our president and CEO, Tom Panic.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, class, graduates, soon to be. What an exciting day for us all. And welcome to everybody watching via live stream on YouTube. We appreciate you being part of the program as well. And although you're not here in the room with us today, we encourage you to continue to be part of the Guiding Eyes community and all the work that you do. So congratulations to everyone. You know, I'd like to start with something that I know the Cub Scouts do at the beginning of their troop activities. And could we all please rise and do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Very pleased to welcome the Cub Scout troop. We'll hear a little bit more a little bit later. But it's been a really interesting class and a great week. 3 weeks together class has been a lot of fun. It's been windy, it's been cold. You know, at home I have 3 boys, and by this time of the year, I can never find 2 matching gloves. It's a real problem in the house, no matter how many we start out at the beginning of the year. Can anybody relate to this? All right, I've only got a right glove nowadays, and the harness handle is made of metal inside the leather, and it's quite cold. And Graham told me that I was going to take a walk with the students if I wouldn't enjoy that, and I really do enjoy pausing from all the work that we have to do as administrators of this organization. The audits, the oversight, making sure that the donor money is spent correctly, the ratios. You know, each dog costs $50,000 that we raise from generous donations from folks like the Lions Club and others. And it's really nice to just pause and leave my desk and go spend time with you, the students. And this class, I had an opportunity to go over the Walk Over the Hudson. Has anybody seen the Walk Over the Hudson or walked it? It's a beautiful crossing over the Hudson River. Graham asked me if I would go with her 2 action students. That's the program that's here for 2 weeks. And Daniela and I and Graham, we went over the bridge and had a really nice time with Cecilia Warren as well, who's not with us today, but is in emergency management back home, taking care of other people when disasters happen. And we were going over the bridge, walking along, brisk, cold, watching the amazing work that our guide dogs do. And all of a sudden, Graham said, oh, one of the dogs had to use the bathroom, had to go poop, right? They do that. But he didn't have a bag handy, so he asked me for a plastic bag. So I said, okay, here you go, Graham. I have an extra one for you, and I gave it to him. 3.5 miles later, Mr. Gus here to my right had to use the bathroom, right, guys? So I asked Graham for one of these. Everybody recognize one of these? So Graham gives me one of these bags, and it has no bottom in it. So I'm just wondering, class, is this something that that the boss gets? You guys get? Because if there's a quality issue with the bags, it's something we definitely have to take up. I think the rest of the story can be left to your imagination. No left glove and a holeless bag. But anybody who's in the room who's raised puppies for us knows that sometimes you just got to go there. Thank you all for all the hard work you've done to raise these incredibly, incredibly fine dogs and get us to where we are. We're problem solvers, all of us, and we go forward to solve the problem of having individuals like myself who have lost our vision. And life can be very hard, just getting through a normal day without the assistance of a guiding eyes dog at your side. And, you know, we're all here to solve puzzles. And every day we get together and we think how we can solve a problem, how we can get across that next street corner, how we can get from place to place in order to be independent, mobile, and really be able to get out there on our own and tackle an adventure no matter how big or how small. And I had a chance to go to the Jefferson Valley Mall with the class here, right, Danny, and everybody else, yeah? Danny, I'll tell you, you know, he beat me in the eating department. He had three, we kept on going back up to the lunch counter for lunch, and that was fantastic. And then the small adventures in life, you know, getting us to Shauna, the Bath and Beyond, Bed Bath and Beyond, and to Ann Taylor, and just getting from one side of the mall to the next is an accomplishment. It really is, independently. And these dogs, after what you've done for us, allows us to travel safely. And then some of the adventures are big adventures. And I know as you go forward, class, you'll have big adventures of your own, no matter where you're from or where you're going. I had a big adventure yesterday. I may get a little emotional, but I'm going to tell you about this. No, this is not a funny adventure. It's a serious one. My adventure yesterday was I ran with Gus 10 kilometers in Central Park unaided by a human being. And it really is because not of my insane desire to continue to push the limits, but because of the dedication and effort that our training staff puts into these dogs and always thinking, can we solve the next problem? Can we go out there and continue to innovate and provide people with visual impairments what they need to be successful in life? And I'd like to take a moment to thank Miranda Beckman and her team. A warm round of applause for the instructors that make this possible. And I'd like to say that none of this would be possible, and I wouldn't be here today without the donors that support our programs. All of the donors that come together to write the checks, provide those donations to 1,000 active graduates around the world to support your future with your guide dog class throughout all the time that you'll be together. We'll be there by your side, just a phone call away and a plane ride away if you need help. And this would not be possible without very dedicated volunteers, both at the puppy raising level, the home socializers, everybody that comes together. And another very important body, and that is the board of directors. The board of directors pores over very long 20-page audit documents that go into a 990 tax filing, that review program ratios. There's one individual that's on the phone almost daily with me, going through making sure that our organization has the oversight that's necessary for a not-for-profit to be as successful as Guiding Eyes. Someone that countless mornings wakes up and the first thing that she thinks about is, how do we continue to make the school as best it can be, to be a world leader in guide dogs, to help the international community, and to provide guide dogs to people all over the country. And so that very special person is with us here today. A warm round of applause to welcome Wendy Elietti.
Well, thank you, Tom. That was a really nice introduction. um, I can't believe how many people are here. Alumni Hall is packed today, and I welcome all of you. And on behalf of the board, thank you for your support. I know all of you give your support in different ways, and I thank you all for being part of our family. What a turnout for this graduating class of 9 amazing individuals and dogs who will now go forth into the world with independence and dignity. With great pride, the Board of Directors recognizes and congratulates all of you on completing a rigorous 3 weeks away from home, getting to know your new guide dog, and realizing what you are now capable of accomplishing. Thank you to these amazing dogs and all the staff, donors, and volunteers who got them to the front of this room today. Today, I also can't help but mention that we have a coincidental mix of attendees. We have lions and cubs and dogs. Oh my! We have guests from the Lions District 20R1 with us here today to to present us with an incredible gift because they believe so strongly and consistently in our mission. Lions members from all over the country raised $75,000, and Lions International Organization has matched that amount to equal a gift of $150,000 to Guiding Eyes for the Blind. And I do have to mention that it's ongoing. This is not the first gift they have given us, and I'm sure it's not the last. Steve Dename, District Governor from Lions District 20R1, and other Lions cabinet members are also in attendance from District 20R1. Ed Klotz is here also for the presentation of the check, and he is chair of the Lions Van Tassel Society. Thank you to all of you Lions here in attendance today, and also thanks to Lions across the country. Also represented today in our audience, here to learn to change the world for others, are approximately 35 Cub Scouts and family from Vista Lewisboro Pack 101 with their pack leader, Rob Gorman. They are here on an elective adventure to earn patches as participants in the theme Cubs Who Care and to learn about hometown heroes. They will see firsthand here at Guiding Eyes for the Blind that we all can change the world for others. By the way, someday these cubs could even become lions. Welcome to all, and welcome, lions and cubs and dogs, oh my. I'll now turn the podium over to Graham Buck.
Thank you, Wendy and Tom, and thank you for helping to keep the school on track so that the rest of us can focus on our jobs and do them well. I often work with the Action Program, which you've heard a little bit about. It's basically for our retrains, and they return to the school for approximately 10 to 11 days. And then when they go home, they also have 3 days at home with another trainer, acclimating them to their home area. So it's a very, very fast-paced course, and we cover a lot of ground right from the get-go. And this particular time, I had the pleasure to work with both Danielle and Cecilia. And one thing that you learn when you're working with people over a number of years is that in order to be the best teacher, you have to learn from your students. And I've learned a great deal from both of them, and they've been just a pleasure to work with as far as a tremendous amount of fun. And we've also were infused in the rest of the class, so I got to participate in the progress of the whole entire class as they got to get to know their dogs, and they were working with their exceptional instructors and their exceptional dogs, and they themselves are exceptional. Let's not forget to say that. So I appreciate being around you guys. I enjoyed watching your progress. And we're just going to show you a little short video clip. Cecilia's at home now working with her dog Yale, and it's very, very brief, but it gives you kind of a taste about why the program was well suited for her needs. Thank you.
Program that would allow me to re-enter my life quickly, given that I had already been working with a guide dog for 10 years. I knew that I needed to be updated on some of the training and also, to start over with another dog. But because the Action Program moves at a quicker pace than the standard program, and you receive a very intense instruction and a lot of hands-on training as far as working with the dog in various environments, it was suitable for me and allowed me to return to my job. I work in a career that I could not be away from the office for 3 weeks. So I chose the Action Program because I needed an accelerated training.
I believe that was Union Station. That was quite busy. Thank you to Melinda Engstrom for sending us that video. Thank you to Cecilia for helping to put that together. And thank you to Graham for the action instruction. All right, at this time, we're going to turn the program over to Claude Rouse, our first graduate speaker.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Um, I really want to say, to all of the staff at Guiding Eyes, this has been an amazing experience. This is my first guide dog, um, and prior to coming here, I was definitely afraid of any kind of train line, New York City, whether it be Metro North, what have you. Um, Last week I went on a train ride with Darren, and no matter what I told him, he would not take me near the train tracks. He kept me against the wall. Um, um, and he only would take me near the train tracks when the train pulled in and the doors opened. Other than that, I wasn't going anywhere. Um, and so that's one of the things I was really terrified of. So now I probably might be taking the train more. Um, and again, like the kitchen staff, the whole 3 weeks that I was here, I can't even say enough. I really can't. And I'm going to be Darren to pay for his dental appointments and physicals and so on, so they'll see me again. And I want to thank everyone again. Welcome.
Thank you, Claude. Our next graduate speaker is Anna Salmaran.
Um, Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. Thanks. I would. Okay. That's better. I would just like to thank everybody for their amazing, the volunteers, the puppy raisers, the staff. Everyone does such an amazing job here. Prior to coming here, I was honestly pretty nervous, and I'd never flown on a plane on my own. I've never really done much, especially traveled on my own. So it was just an amazing experience to get on that plane, come, get the guide dog, work with her. She's a great, great guide. I mean, puppy raisers did amazing job. Staff, Karen, Nikki, Miranda, all of them, even everybody just does such an amazing job here. I don't know what else to say. They're just great. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. All right, at this point in the program, I would like to introduce Maria Lazaro. She's our breeding kennel manager.
Thank you, Miranda. Wow, this is a great crowd. I love it. As I look at all these beautiful dogs lying up here, I can honestly say I knew them when they were just a gleam in their daddy's eye. And now seeing them all grown up doing what they're meant to do fills us with so much love and pride for them. So on behalf of the Canine Development Center, I'd like to extend a sincere and heartfelt congratulations to the graduating class of February 2016 and their beautiful guiding eyes. It is truly an honor and a pleasure to be able to spend this day with you. The journey of a guiding eyes puppy is a long one, and it doesn't happen without our dedicated staff, generous donors, our team of over 1,500 volunteers who fill a very important role in their development. These include our home socializers, our early socializers, our brood stud fosters, our volunteers in Paterson and Yorktown, our drivers, our ambassadors, and most of all, our puppy raisers. These are a very special group of people. As you'll see, these beautiful little puppies, they take them into their homes when they're only 8 weeks old. They love them, they nurture them, they train them, they play with them, they stay up at night when they're sick, and then they give the ultimate gift, they give them up. So, from the bottom of our hearts, I want to extend our thanks again for all that you do for us. And while it's the hardest job here at Guiding Eyes, it's also the most rewarding. So, thank you, thank you, thank you, puppy raisers. At this time, too, I just have to give a shout out to the Whelping Kennel, the Breeding Kennel, and the Home Socialization Program. The staffs there work very, very hard to give these puppies the best possible start they can. So thank you guys for all you do. And now for the fun part. When I read your name, please have one family member come up to receive your certificate. Jennifer Previtt, Southwest Connecticut, raiser of Guiding Eyes Artie. Congratulations. I'm going a little too fast for you, Miranda. The Burton family, Southern Connecticut, raiser of Guiding Eyes Darren. Is there a, oh, someone accepted it for you? Yes, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Come on up. Janet and Larry Amberger from Maine, raiser of 9 puppies, raiser of Guiding Eyes Erie. Congratulations. And now I have numerous raisers for the next dog. The Harrison family from Richmond, Virginia. They couldn't be with us today, but Angie Thompson and Dustin Kelly, Richmond, Virginia. The Madison family came all the way from Michigan today. Congratulations. They are raisers of Guiding Eyes Kendall. Eileen and Terry Matro from Monroe, New York, raisers of 27 puppies, raiser of Guiding Eyes Kirsty. The Onk family, Central New York, raiser of Guiding Eyes Paprika. Lauren Reitler, Finger Lakes region, raiser of Guiding Eyes Wisdom. Constantine, I'm going to say this right, Kiltenik, and Stephanie DaCosta, raisers of Guiding Eyes Yankee. Under the Action Program, Barbara McCabe, Erie, New York, raised 10 puppies plus our brood Haiku. Jane Wilson, Dominican, raiser of 24 puppies, raisers of Guiding Eyes Temple. And thank you, Jane. I have to say thanks to Jane because she sends up the most delicious baked goods on a regular basis. She keeps the kennel well fed and the puppies with toys. So thank you, Jane. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Gary and Lorraine Shiavi from Northern New York, Raisers of Guiding Eyes Yale. They couldn't be with us today. Under home training, Chelsea Armlin, Leatherstocking, New York, Tamor Quasi, Leatherstocking, New York, Raisers of Guiding Eyes Lyra. Are they with us? They couldn't be with us today. Gretchen and David Warwick from a Bay region and the Showens family from northern Vermont, Raisers of Guiding Eyes Mark. And the Flynn family from Southern Tier, New York, Raisers of Guiding Eyes Ward. So, here comes the fun part. From small beginnings come big things. So now I'd like to introduce to you future Guiding Eyes, the lovely Miss Eddie and Miss Fanta, and the handsome Klaus and Clay. Yay! They will be available in the groom room after graduation for autographs. Also, at this time, I'd like to invite anyone who'd like to volunteer and become part of our family to please do so. We would love to have you join us. It's a wonderful organization, and I guarantee a lot of smiles. Right, Caroline? Yes. So in closing, I have a quote that I love to share at graduation. It's become my all-time favorite. He is your friend, your partner, your defender, your dog. You are his life, his love, his leader. He will be yours faithful and true to the last beat of his heart. You owe it to him to be worthy of such devotion. Thank you. God bless you all and keep you safe.
It's always hard to follow puppies. But at this time, I would like to take a moment and to my class, to the men and women you see sitting before you. I am eternally grateful for all of your hard work this month. Typically in a February class, we have to contend with weather, and although we had minimal interruption from the weather, when it was cold out there. No one ever said, I don't want to go out and train because it's too cold. There was a few days where it got quite warm out there, and no one said, I don't want to go out, it's too hot. And no one ever said, I don't want to. In fact, each and every one of the individuals in front of you consistently gave it their all every single day. And for that, I am so appreciative to you for all the hard work you've put into the training, for all of your patience with not only the schedule, with the dogs, with us, the instructors. You guys were an amazing, amazing group of folks, and it has been our privilege and our honor to work with you this month. So thank you so much. Thank you for choosing Guiding Eyes, and thank you for doing so much hard work this entire time. I am grateful and I am honored. So thank you to my class. And to my team, Karen, Nikki, Anne-Marie, and Graham. You guys are a blast to work with. You're such talented instructors. You're amazing dog trainers, and I'm grateful for all of your hard work, all of your fun. And you're a special group of individuals, and I'm so eternally grateful. Thank you for everything, not only through this month, but for the entire string. You're great. I mean, basically, you all make me look good. So my job was very easy thanks to all of you and all of your hard work. All right, at this time, we are going to hand out our certificates. Do we have one for Danielle? I think we have a certificate for you, but possibly in the office. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Ah, Gonna turn it over to Deanna Moore right now. Sorry, Deanna. I skipped ahead in the program. No, come on up anyway. Yeah, you got it. All right, I did. They're right here. We'll just make sure your mirror does this.
There's not a lot of times I'm glad I've lost my sight, but today might be one because I can't see all that well, which is kind of a benefit. Um, I came to Guiding Eyes a very different direction than some of the people here, quite by, I don't know, accident that wasn't accident. My husband Andrew did a Google search of Eli Manning. We're from Mississippi, and he and my husband went to Ole Miss, and they were arguing about some type of years or statistics. And Eli Manning's picture showed up with Guiding Eyes associated because he's a big supporter of this organization. I'm a retired veterinarian that's visually impaired, and Andrew called me so excited. He said, Deanna, you've always wanted to do something with service dogs. And I found out there's a puppy raising region in this area, and would you want to raise puppies for them? And I said, absolutely. So it wasn't very long before we got into the puppy classes. You puppy raisers here know PPC. We started that, and I dug my heels in reading everything I could. And you won't believe this, but they told us the name of our dog that we were going to be raising, who's actually in the audience today. His name is Peppy. And they said, if you want to see a picture of your puppy before you actually meet him, look on the website. And I looked on the website, and guess who was holding Peppy? Eli Manning was at a. Can you believe that? You can't make this stuff up. And what I think was, I needed Guiding Eyes more than they really needed me, only I didn't know that at the time. But this was a beginning of an incredible journey for me that I needed. Um, the funny thing is, as a retired veterinarian, like I said, I thought, okay, raising a puppy, this is going to be like simple. Huh. Okay, I can clean ears and trim toenails, but you new raisers know there's a learning curve to this thing. And I got paired with a very experienced raiser, um, and that also taught classes, and she had a really mellow puppy that I think could settle in a bowling alley. And so a lot of it went like, they would do their little activity, and then me and Peppy would come in and they go, oh, that's pretty good. Deanna, let's try that again one more time. We would do it quite a few times. And did y'all ever experience they do it perfectly at home? And then you get in the middle of all the other puppies and something suddenly goes astray. But anyway, I have to just mention that this particular person I'm talking about, she was a fantastic teacher, and she's also a member of a military family. They raised puppies until they got sent to Spain for an assignment. And yesterday, I was surprised to know she flew from Spain, and she's in this audience to be here today, right? That's a puppy raiser, right? I don't know where she is, but you'll see her. But as a twist of luck, her husband, who always leaves, is now home with Grant and Keith. So, anyway, I could talk too long, but one of the frequent things we hear as puppy raisers, and I guarantee you everyone that's raised has heard some version of this. What an amazing thing you're doing. I would really like to do this, but something like, I would just love them too much. We all heard something like that. And I really do kind of understand what people are trying to say, because we all know that day we bring them back, it's a pretty rough day. But I always found it pretty ironic as I got involved in the program, because I've never seen another group of people in my life that loves dogs and people more. I just haven't. So anyway, Peppy and I, my first puppy that I raised, we began to form this partnership. And that puppy and me, it was really, I learned so much. And by the end of it, we were solid. We like had each other's backs. And I had a partnership with this puppy I raised unlike anything I'd ever had before. He taught me the beginning seeds of what a relationship could be. This relationship centered program, he taught me about that. And then after I dropped him off at IFT, and y'all know those days, you're filled with pride and sadness. It's a big mix. I darted into one of the restrooms back here and was joined with another first-time raiser as we were crying with emotion. And I thought, well, it sure is a good thing I didn't love that one too much. Right? Peppy was in training. We already had another puppy at home because my husband got hooked too. He was raising Bradley. And all of a sudden, my vision, I only had sight in one eye at that time, but it began to take a dramatic turn as my corneal transplant began to fail. Um, I waited to have surgery until I could come up here and see the full circle and sort of watch Peppy graduate. He graduated last February up here, so it's pretty amazing. And today's his third birthday, ironically. Um, a lot of coincidences that just make me know that this is where I was supposed to be. After my second transplant, I finally got permission after laying on my back for a while to go out walking again. I could see about 2 squares of concrete in front of me, and Bradley was older and I'm very independent, so I know my husband was biting his lip, but he let us set off for a walk. And he was not guiding me. I'm not insinuating that at all, but what I began to realize is I knew my neighborhood, but I could feel him through the leash. I could feel him move up and down. I could feel him alert, change his body posture to new things. And that was the seeds of possibility for me. Do you know what I'm saying? It was preparing me to accept what was coming. And I wasn't there, and I wouldn't have gotten there this fast without it. And, the puppies, they live in the moment. I think that's one thing that helps them be so successful. If they're eating a bowl of food, that's the best bowl of food they've ever had, right? They're throwing ball. Oh, my God, the ball is it. Well, I began to weight my life a little bit and realize that I was kind of living in between. I was living, and I think this can happen to anybody when we suffer like an unexpected setback in our life. I was kind of caught between grief and the old life I had, both the way I looked, my independence, and the future of hoping for this new surgery or medication or whatever to restore my sight. And what the sad thing was is I wasn't enjoying my today. I wasn't enjoying fully what I had right in front of me. And I started seeing all these wonderful teams at Guiding Eyes, and I made a decision. You know what? I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to let go of the fear. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to live in the present just like our puppies live. And guess what? I'm a much happier person today for it. Um, Working with Guiding Eyes as a raiser really helped prepare me for where I am now. And then look what I have, this amazing dog. Um, I just hope we can all take a lesson from the dogs, just learn to live and love fully right now where we are exactly, and don't waste that moment. Um, there's this familiar phrase, raise a puppy, change a life. I think we could say raise a puppy, change a lot of lives, right? Um, and Kimberly and I are fixing to just have so many amazing adventures. And to all the puppy raisers out here, I just want to tell you that in class of 2015 has seen your handprints and heart prints all over these puppies. And we are so grateful that you changed your lives to change our lives in raising these dogs. We're sure grateful that you loved them too much. And this is your day too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deanna. Our final class speaker is Shauna Maxwell.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Just real briefly, I just want to thank everybody here at Guiding Eyes. This is my fourth guide dog, but my first time here at Guiding Eyes. It's been nothing but an incredible experience. Erie, Erie's amazing. Her puppy raisers did a great job raising her. The trainers, Karen, Charlie Bear. Karen, Nikki, Miranda, you guys did an amazing job with her. She's great. She's everything I would like out of a guide dog. And a shout out to the CDC Center. Thank you for all what you guys do. Thank you to the kitchen staff for sending us home a few pounds more than what we came as. They kept us very well fed the past 3 weeks. Erie's going to be going back with me to Las Vegas, where I will be starting my new career as a massage therapist. So we're both going into it brand new together, but I know that we will be very successful at what we do, and we'll have great adventures ahead of us. The last thing I want to do is, on behalf of the class and I, we would like to present a thank you gift to our instructors, as well as Anne Marie, who is our IA for the class. She stood out there prepping, helping us park our dogs before we would go out on our routes in the nice cold weather. So thank you, and also thank you for cleaning up after our dogs the first week. So yeah, we would like to present. It's a gift that says thank you on top, and it's just full of different goodies, brownies, cookies, and some taffy. So we want to present one each to you guys.
Oh my God, they're heavy. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Thank you, Shauna. Thank you, class. That was lovely, and we appreciate it. All right, at this point, we're going to hand out our certificates. Um, and again, I want to thank you all for all of your hard work this month, and congratulations. You certainly have earned this. All right. So congratulations to Daniela and Temple. Susan and Paprika. Shauna and Erie. Marianne and Kirsty. Deanna and Kendall Lee. Danny and Artie. Claude and Darren. Anna and Wisdom. And Alexis and Yankee. Now, shortly after graduation, there will be a kennel tour, and Anne Marie will be gathering folks for the kennel tour. So at this point, I'm going to ask Anne Marie, our fantastic Class IA, to stand up and wave to the entire crowd. This is the woman you're going to be looking for to go on the kennel tour. Okay? All right. At this point, I'm going to turn this over to Becky Davidson. She's the Manager of Consumer Outreach and Graduate Support for closing remarks. Nope, I read it off the program.
Good afternoon, and wow, what a family reunion this one is. It's so great to have everyone here. I'm wondering if there's an architect in the audience. We might need to look at putting a balcony on this room or a terrace. Anyway, this is really what it's all about, this major celebration of this day. And I want to take a moment, first of all, to, excuse me a second. Even when they grow up, they're still dogs. Anyway, I just want to take a moment to say a couple words about the class supervisor. The job of class supervisor is almost like herding cats, sort of an anomaly in a guide dog school. But Miranda and the other class supervisors, they are the ones who kind of take all the pieces of the puzzle and put them in the right places and help them get in the right places. It takes a lot of teamwork. And obviously, Karen and Nikki and Graham and Anne Marie are part of an amazing team. But I would just like to acknowledge and have you give a big hand to Miranda Beckman as well. Many long hours, many long days, but it brings us to this place where we all celebrate this graduation. And you know, graduations are completions, but they're also beginnings. And there's a song that I often quote because I just think it's so appropriate for this particular event. And it says, "There's an ancient saying in the wind that it only takes a first step to begin. You're on your way then, you've done the hardest part. Now make your journey with a generous heart." This class represents generous heart. They worked very, very hard. And they may not want you to know this, but they also played very hard. They became their own little family unit. And it was just remarkable. You know, when they were in the building, you could hear the laughter and sometimes the supportive words and all of those things that make this happen. So you've taken that first step, whether you're a first-time guide dog user or a returning guide dog user or getting a successor dog. And now I know you'll make that journey with a generous heart. And please know how happy we are to welcome our first-time Guiding Eyes graduates. We have 3 that are from other programs and 5 who are brand new Guiding Eyes grads. Welcome to the family. We're so proud and so happy to have you here. And I want you to just know that your journey that you're starting with your generous hearts, you do not have to walk it alone. And please give yourselves a big hand because you really deserve it. Okay, that was the closing remark part. Now here come the announcements. As you venture out of this room and make your way to refreshments up in the dining room, stop and visit our souvenir shop. It's open. Really? That was cool. Also, there are refreshments up in the dining room, and of course there are those 4 puppies down the hall who would more than love to give you a autograph. Enjoy Guiding Eyes campus. Of course, you'll all want to go on the kennel tour, so listen for Anne Marie's announcement. And before you rush the stage up here, give the students time to get the harnesses off their dogs. We have an opportunity once you and your graduate are together. We have someone up in the front reception area. Her name is Ellen, and she's willing to help get photographs of you all together. So enjoy your afternoon and have a great day and safe trips home. And thank you so much for coming.